Welcome back, everybody. The History Guy here, and as I am recording this video, I know YouTube is down at the moment. Hopefully that'll be resolved in time for me to get this one uploaded today. Continuing on in Ultimate General Civil War, this is now .92 is the version, so the campaign has been completely reworked since the last time I played. This is the Battle of Port Republic on Brigadier General difficulty. And this is the follow-up then in the final battle of Jackson's Valley campaign that we fight through. Fought the Battle of Cross Keys yesterday, first Winchester before that, and of course, as I mentioned in the last fight, this is, along with Cross Keys, these are the battles that freed up Stonewall Jackson to be able to take his army to the outskirts of Richmond and reinforce the army that was now under the command of Robert E. Lee after he took over for Joseph Johnston, who was wounded. And they were able to reinforce that army and help protect the city of Richmond against McClellan, who had come up the peninsula, and they were fighting the series of battles known as the 7 Days Campaign. But we'll talk more about that when we get there. And as someone mentioned, yes, absolutely, the 7 Days fights when Stonewall Jackson got there after his Valley campaign were not Jackson's finest hour. He had done really, really well in the Valley campaign, but certainly could have done much better in the 7 Days fight. But we'll talk about that when we get to those battles. We're facing 14,000 Union soldiers and 59 guns, 13,000 for me and 35 guns. But I've got a significant advantage in this fight, and that is that the Union is not going to have his whole force to start this thing. In fact, I'm going to have a significant advantage on the battlefield early on. And so I want to show you one of the little secrets that you get to take advantage of in this battle, and that is the awareness of what's coming. I'll get my reinforcements in time. The objective here is actually really easy to take. It's holding it afterwards, because what will happen is I'm going to get some reinforcements here from this side, and then he's going to get his reinforcements from up here. So what I have in my reinforcements is I've got a couple of units of smoothbore artillery, and I'm going to park them right up here. So as soon as his units start entering the battlefield, I'm just going to chew them to pieces. And I'll easily win this fight and hopefully destroy a decent part of his army in the process. Now I'm going to sit here and be under some artillery fire early on, and that's fine. I'm not too worried about that. Let me just get into some better cover here. There we go. So we're just going to wait it out, wait for the reinforcements to come. Historically, this was a rather small battle in terms of the number of people engaged in it. Here we go. And I also brought Nathan Bedford Forrest and his 400 3-star cavalrymen, which I have armed with melee weapons. So I'm going to bring most of my force over there, and I'm going to try to intercept him as he comes in before I turn and try to take the objective. But I want to get them quickly over there. I think the Union soldiers under this in this fight were under Erastus Tyler. I'm sorry, 3,500 men. They lost 1,000, so pretty significant casualties for this fight. Stonewall Jackson, of course, was the leader for the Confederates. They had almost double the men, about 6,000. They lost 800. So in terms of percentage of those engaged, it was a pretty bloody battle. So I'm going to keep Forrest cavalry back and then pounce on somebody when I get an opportunity here. I'm hoping I can get these guys up here before the Union reinforcements start arriving. So we'll speed things up a little bit here. It does look like we're going to beat them there, so that's good. Hopefully that gives my men time to kind of reform because their condition obviously is down from running to get there. The most important thing for me is that I want to get these smoothbores into the fight. And the nice thing, of course, is you can park them right behind your brigades and it doesn't seem to affect them at all. There doesn't seem to be any kind of penalty. I'm actually going to drop these guys back. Park the Napoleons right here. Put the howitzers close. And then I'm going to keep Forrest up close as well. And we're going to try and destroy the reinforcements and then turn around and go for the objective. Here they come. Maybe. No, those are the ones down further. Alright, let's speed things along and wait for the reinforcements to arrive. I don't remember exactly when he gets them, but it should be pretty soon. Here they come. Alright. Surprise, boys! Oh, jeez. Just as I got my cavalry up there, in comes the infantry. And I did mess up a little. Oh, there's one of them. Okay. I thought I messed up by not parking them on this side. So I messed up a little bit with my cavalry there because just as I charged in on the artillery, he got his infantry into position. Don't break too far that way, Forrest. One battery destroyed. We got our units mixed together here. That kind of screwed things up a little bit. Alright, let's go for Milroy first. Come on, put another volley into him. Turn those guns around. Just got to keep an eye on the clock so that I make sure that I get my men into position to take the objective when the time comes. But right now it's just a army destroying mission. Just trying to cause as many casualties as I can. drop Sims back a little bit here. Alright, I'm watching condition here on these guys because at some point I charge again, but they're not ready for that yet. So he's moved these guys up right here, which may make this a little easier for me if I can just march right over in there. Let's target this battery. Alright, go guys, go. Alright, we took out the battery. It's gone. No, we're going to get Forrest out of there. He's not doing as well as I'd hoped. But we're about to get our guns turned on Bull in here. There we go. What do we got to do to make this guy surrender? No, not you. Alright, 23 minutes left, so I need to start thinking about the main objective here. Here he comes. Actually making my job really easy by going after the Stonewall Brigade. You do that, and I'll do this. How's that? It was actually pretty dumb on his part. He made it just super easy for me to take the objective. Of course, the Stonewall Brigade's paying for it, but in the end, I got the objective. That's all that matters. He just kind of gave it up to me. And I just destroyed one of his brigades. The other one's super close. We've actually got Tyler surrounded on 3 sides now. I may let this play out long enough to get Bolin wiped off the map up here, if it gives me that option to let it keep going. Although another volley or two and he's probably going to be gone. Yeah, let's keep this going. Let's cause a few more casualties here. Just long enough for that unit to be destroyed. Another volley or two should do it. Oh, he surrendered. Who surrendered? Peabody. Oh, that's my... Ah, come on now. Those are mine. Alright, let's wrap this up. He just took my supplies. I wasn't even paying attention to my supplies because I was so busy trying to destroy as much of his army as I could. So that certainly hurts. Because I think there were like 15,000 supplies there. Let's take a look at this. Alright, I rescued him, so it didn't even matter that he captured him. I got him back anyway. So, not exactly how that sure how that works. Maybe because I won the battle. I don't know. But let's take a look here. We actually captured 3 10-pounders, 6 Napoleons. That's huge. And the other weapons that I grabbed or I either rescued or captured actually more than make up for the men that I lost. 1,800 casualties, 5,200 for the Union. So good job. I'll take that. Absolutely. Let's see where we're set up now going into our next major battle. Alright, so I've got 25,000 available recruits. Obviously, I don't have the money to put that many in the field. But, let's see. Alright, so now he's down to 62 to 67,000. That number does keep going down. It'll probably go back up after this next major battle. But Gaines Mill, let's take a look real quick at how many brigades we can take in. Obviously going to be creating a lot of new units here. So 30 I can go on the frontal attack and then 25 on the flank right attack. He's got, at the moment, 16,000. That's obviously going to go way up as I build my force up. But Army Organization, I can now get 2,500 per brigade. So we'll be able to start maxing some of these guys out. But a lot of the new units are going to come, obviously, from brand new brigades put into the field here at this point. But it's nice to have a 2-star artillery there. And of course, I've got a 2-star infantry unit here who's done really well in every battle. Not outstanding well, but pretty well. I love that you can see the statistics from all of these different units. These guys, Whiting's actually done really well for himself. 3,000 total kills. And here, really good too. I mean, these guys only 726 losses and 3,000 kills. Shiloh had a lot to do with that for them. But we're going to have to spend a lot of money on getting those things built back up. I'm definitely going to spend some reputation on money because I desperately need more money to get these troops into the field. Here's our second 2-star brigade, and since they're already a Kentucky brigade, I'm just going to go ahead and rename them, if I can spell. The Orphan Brigade, which was a famous Kentucky unit in the Confederate Army. And I'll go ahead and continue building that up, and I'll go over a little bit of what my army looks like before we get into our next major battle, which will be Gaines Mill. As always, I welcome your input. I think the idea, the strategy I had was the right one in that battle. I didn't execute it necessarily very well. I probably could have cut down more on my casualties and increased the enemies a little more, but still 3-to-1 casualties are great for a small battle. And I achieved my objective with minimal casualties and reduced the size of his army. So all the things I wanted to be able to do there, I was able to accomplish. So as always, thanks for watching. I welcome your input. If you want to hit a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already as well, I would appreciate that greatly. We'll see you back here tomorrow with another battle.